submitted for the approval of you and the Midnight Society, we bring you the story of this blind tasting. However, we don't know what the story is yet because we don't know what we're drinking, but we are going to taste both these glasses and let you know which one comes out on top. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're new here, Erin is more of a social sipper. I'm more of the whiskey nerd between the two of us, and that's the context we bring to this blind tasting.
Yep.
And we're going to smell these glasses, taste them, let you know what we think about them before we find out the price. And then we're going to see if the price changes how we feel about them before we find out what we're drinking. We think this brings you the most honest opinions possible, separate and apart from any labels or hyper bias. And this matchup here has been drawn at random from our blind sample pool, full of a bunch of different matchups that are paired together for one reason or another, oftentimes available versus allocated, to see if that hard to find stuff really lives up to all the hype without the hype being part of the tasting. But sometimes it's two shelfers and we're just trying to see which one's the better buy, or it's a curveball to keep us on our toes. So we're going to find out what the story of this is, like we said in the intro. However, what we can guarantee you is that this will be either informative or entertaining or potentially both. So that's the way we do these things. Yep. Let's get into the nose on glass one. Oh, this smells so good to me.
It smells like bourbon.
It does. It smells like sweet.
It smells like sweet bourbon.
Sweet, delicious bourbon. Man, yeah. Heavy caramel.
Yeah.
Nice little fruitiness in there, like some red fruity berryness.
It also kind of smells like the outside. We just had the windows open for a minute. This kind of smells like that air blowing through the house.
Yeah. Oh man, this smells so good. Yeah, it's very classic.
Yeah.
Berry, strawberry, red berry, oak, vanilla, caramel.
It smells like when you think bourbon, stereotypical bourbon, that's what it smells like. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
In a really nice way.
Like it fits the stereotype of bourbon, and bourbon has a good stereotype to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's not a knock.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get this on the palate. But before we do, we're not drinking anything without our Zbiotics.
That's true.
Today's video sponsor. This stuff is a game changer for us. So many people in our community have tried Zbiotics as well, and it's a pre-alcohol probiotic that you just take out these little vials here, and you give them a little shake.
Shake, shake,
and then you crack them open.
Cheers. You gotta cheers. I think that's written somewhere on the back. You gotta cheers, just like that.
Yeah, it actually says, have Zbiotics, drink responsibly, enjoy tomorrow. Those are the 3 steps. So you just drink that before you drink, and there's a bunch of science behind it that you can check out on their website. But it essentially acts similar. It's a pre-alcohol probiotic that essentially acts similar to an enzyme in your liver that helps on a gut level to break down toxic byproducts of drinking alcohol. We all need some
gut health, am I right?
Exactly. And the thing about this stuff is that we were skeptics. We were personal skeptics, and we heard some people talking about it, and we tried it, and the next morning, I completely forgot we even took it. And we had been filming this channel content for about 2 years. And I woke up the next morning feeling so much better than I normally do after recording content for the channel.
Yep, same.
And I said, whoa, what happened?
I know, I was like, I think that stuff worked.
And the first thing was, I was like, that's a fluke. There's no way.
So we did it the next time.
So we did it the next time we recorded. And again, being very familiar with how we feel after we recorded, woke up again. And I looked at Erin and I was like, we got to get with Zbiotics about a sponsorship. Because not only that, this box right here has nothing to do with the sponsorship. This is our personal box that we subscribe to and get every single month. And we don't do any content for the channel, no barrel picks, no live streams without taking Zbiotics first.
Facts.
It makes that much of a difference. And on the very rare occasion over the last 2 years since we've been subscribers ourselves, I messed around and forgot my Zbiotics. The next morning, I did not feel my best, and ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
So,
and also the great thing about them is they have a money back guarantee. So if it does not work for you, you can get your money back. So it's a win-win. You have nothing to lose. Try it. Oh, we have a code too.
Yeah, it's all down here. You see it on the screen, or scan the QR code up here, or check the link at the top of the video description. It's all there for you. And they have different sizes too. We get the 12-pack because we do a lot of channel content, barrel picks, and live streams. But they've got 3-packs and 6-packs as well. So
they have 3-packs now?
Yep. You can get in where you fit in as far as your budget and your needs.
Cool.
Highly recommended. If you're going to be having more than a pour or two, set yourself up for the best tomorrow that you can with Zbiotics. We appreciate them greatly and what they do for us as customers, but we really appreciate them sponsoring the channel as well. And it's nice to have a product that we can believe in and stand behind like that. So get back to this video, get into this tasting.
Let's get to drinking.
Let's get this really, really good classic bourbon on the palate.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay, there's a little bit more of like a funkiness to it than I expected.
Think so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder if this is a high wheat bourbon, perhaps?
I don't think so.
Okay. It smells like classic bourbon. It tastes a little off classic.
And because of the funk that you're
There's
getting?
a little bit of a funk there that I don't typically get when you get like a stereotypical bourbon.
I'll say I am getting that little bit of funk. And to me, it is a tertiary note. Like
Okay.
it's not primary, it's not secondary, it's tertiary. Is tertiary mean like third level?
Yeah.
Look at that. I tried to be smart and I was on accident. I was just, it was a shot in the dark and I landed it.
So I wonder for me, I think sometimes funkiness sticks out like a sore thumb, like cilantro does for me. It may not be actually that prevalent to most people, but for some reason my taste buds like latch onto it. And it's not bad. It's not off-putting, but there is a funk. And I don't always love it. It depends on how that funk plays with what else is there.
Here's the thing. Sometimes there's weeder funk, which you don't like.
Correct.
And then also there are distilleries, such as Wild Turkey, for instance, that are notorious and beloved for their funk.
But I
and you
don't
typically do like the Wild Turkey
I
funk.
don't get funk from turkey products usually.
You don't always get it, but sometimes you do.
Okay.
And then, look, I'm not saying I think this is a weeder or not a weeded bourbon. I'm not saying I think it's Wild Turkey or not Wild Turkey. I'm just saying it tastes really good. There is that little element of funk.
Well, this is just my first impression, and I'm just saying for me, I think my first impression is the funkiness came out more. We're going to take some time with both of these pours, and that may dissipate as I take more time. But my first sip, kind of funky.
We've been talking about Aaron's funk note and funk in general, and I kind of forgot. I need to do I need to do the first sip.
Okay.
Because I forgot what I got
Let's
on the
do
first
it.
one. So.
On this first sip, the funk did dissipate, as I expected. But I did want to point out that first initial, it got some funk.
We got to have a conversation about the funk, and who doesn't love the funk? Some people even need the funk.
Gotta have the funk.
Some people got to have the funk. So to me, that one right there, that second sip is just everything the nose was promising, the palate delivered on.
Okay.
Everything carried over. I still get the funkiness on the background.
Yeah, it's there.
Sweet oak and like a barrel funk on the back end that I really enjoy. But all on the front end is just a boatload of like caramel, vanilla, red strawberry type of sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
And I don't think this is necessarily high proof, but there is a pretty nice finish on it.
I don't know. Wait, what did you just say about the finish?
I said there's a nice finish. It doesn't necessarily seem high proof, but there is a nice finish.
Okay. No, I 100% agree with that. There is a really good finish, but you're not getting a bunch of heat on the palate.
Yeah.
But you are getting a lot of flavor. So whatever proof is there is driving flavor and finish, not heat.
Yeah.
And that's always a nice thing.
Yeah.
So really, really enjoyable on glass 1. Can't wait to see what glass 2 is like and see how it compares.
Oh, this smells good too. This smells similar without comparing them immediately side by side. It smells similar-ish. Maybe
Okay.
less sweet.
Different type of sweetness. The nose initially was a little bit more faint to me on glass 2. It wasn't quite bursting with that strawberry sweetness and the funky oak type of thing going on in the first glass.
They don't smell the same when you smell them immediately side by side.
No, I don't think this smells the same at all. I think this is leaning a little bit more towards the like almost like a vanilla bean and like a different type of fruit. It is fruity sweet, bourbony smells, but it's just a different fruit and a different base sweetness as well.
Yeah.
Hang on, I think I got some of my braces. Can you tell me if I do? I got a hair.
I don't see anything. I don't
Okay.
see, you have really small teeth. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I've never actually, like, looked at your teeth. Like, I got big ol' honkers. Look how big my
You got some
teeth.
chompers.
I know. Yeah. I think I'm just used to seeing my big ol' teeth. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I would say after visiting this, the thing that's jumping out to me is like there is a caramel sweetness that's similar and there's a fruity sweetness similar, but this is a little bit more on like the baked goods, pastry side of the sweet spectrum rather than the specific fruit and oak side like the first
Yeah,
glass.
I don't think I'm getting fruit on this one, but
Yeah.
it just smells good. It smells like good. If
Yeah.
good was a smell, it would smell like this.
Yeah, I like both of these noses quite a lot. Let's get glass number 2 on the palate.
There's no funkiness on this one, which I like. It's sweet, actually.
Sweeter than the nose let on.
Sweeter than I expected it to be based off of the nose. Yeah, and the first one was less sweet than I expected it to be based off of what I was smelling. That's weird. They both kind of did a little flip-flop.
Yeah.
A little swip-swap.
Yeah.
How they turn tables.
They definitely did. What's wild to me is that this tastes very similar to the first glass. I didn't get it on the nose, but on the palate, I'm getting that red berry sweetness. I'm getting the oak, the sweet oak, the vanilla caramel. I'm not getting that baked goods thing on the palate in glass 2 that the nose was letting on. But I am, to your point, not getting that kind of barrel funk as well. I kind of like the funk. I'm not saying I got to have the funk, but I do like the funk. Let's get one more sip of glass 2.
Okay. I hit the glass with my big old teeth. That second sip was a little more drying, which that's typical for me with a second sip, but I wasn't expecting it. I think that kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, to me, that second sip got a little bit more thin and bright, and it went a little bit more like into that lemon limey Sierra Mist.
Yeah.
Kind of like whatever a knockoff Sprite or Sierra Mist would be. Like, you got Dr. Thunder or whatever for Dr. Pepper. Whatever that equivalent is for Sprite and Sierra Mist, that went that direction.
I can see that. I wouldn't have picked that up on my own, but after you said that, I can absolutely see that.
Yeah. This is very interesting. Both of these glasses.
We're taking some classes here? Are we
taking-
about to get schooled?
We're taking classes on these glasses for yo entertainment pleasure.
For yo?
But,
Oh my gosh, we've gone off the rails.
but these are changing. They're morphing. In the middle of these episodes, we usually take some time, let the glasses get a little bit more air, clear our palates, give those a rest, and then we revisit the second glass and go back to the first and then do some A-B comparisons. It takes a while. It's not the most entertaining thing, so we cut that out. But what is interesting almost always is coming back and seeing how things have changed or stayed the same for us and see which glass we prefer, and then we'll do all the reveal stuff. So see it in just a minute. Whatever these two pours are, this is a very fun matchup in my opinion, but we don't really talk about it during the break. Fill us in. What do you think after spending time with these? Where you at?
I don't know if I love either of these. I'm on the fence. I think I'm going to give them both just okay. I could go thumbs up on glass 2, but I'm not going to. Because it's just kind of thin. Like, the more I drank it, the more thin it got, which is unfortunate. The more I drank glass 1, the more it kind of built upon itself. And I loved that. But there was that funkiness that I just didn't love. And I think for me, that funkiness on glass 1 is what's giving it a just okay.
Interesting.
If there was no funkiness, I enjoyed the overall experience of glass 1 better. I would have gotten a thumbs up.
Okay. So basically, neither are your quite
Yeah,
in your wheelhouse.
they're fine. I don't think they're bad. I wouldn't discourage anyone from trying them. But they're just not for me, I don't think.
Fair. All right. I will give glass 1 2 thumbs up and glass 2
Wow.
1 thumbs up. Now, I'm not saying glass 1 is the best whiskey in the world. I just find it really enjoyable, and I like the flavor profile.
Yeah, and I can see that. I feel like glass 1 tastes well made.
If glass 1, if the price starts getting into triple digits, we will immediately be reassessing the 2 thumbs up because that's just that's not it. But for what the proof point seems, for the quality level, all that stuff, I'm very happy with glass 1. Sub $100. It's probably more than that, but it does seem to be very well crafted. It's very rich, and it doesn't have the most intense flavor profile, which is what I really love, and that's what it would need to get 2 thumbs up at a high price.
But it does have flavor.
It does have good flavor.
And it stays. It doesn't fall off a cliff.
Yeah, and a really good sipping experience. And on the nose is perhaps the best thing about glass 1, and I love smelling my whiskey. I love having a glass that I can sit down with and smell it 6 or 7 times per each sip, in between, because that lets me enjoy the glass in different ways for a long period of time without drinking as much. And I like that.
Yeah, I will say for me, the nose did open up.
Oh, yeah.
The more it got exposed to the air, the more the nose opened up in comparison to that first nosing, which was good. It got even better. I just wish there wasn't that funk.
Yeah, and I'm not getting the funk, and it doesn't bother me. Whatever's there, I love it. Glass number 2, really, really enjoy it as well. I do prefer glass 1, obviously, by my ratings, but I really like glass 2 as well. It's really just like that lemon limey thing, that citrusy burst that it has, that sugary citrusness, is the only reason I'm not going 2 thumbs up on it as well. But here lately, I've just been really enjoying something that, you know, as much as I love having something like glass 1 where I can sit there and smell it a bunch and then taste it, here lately, I've just been enjoying having something to throw in a glass and just kind of drink in the background. And that's just here lately what I've been really digging on. So these kind of both fit that profile for me.
Yeah.
They both have good flavor. So yeah, we'll see what the prices are on these before we find out what we're drinking. So we're not going to have to scroll far in the key. Glass number 1 is number 9 and glass number 2 is number 10. So what is the price on glass number 1, number 9?
Okay, it's $70. I feel like if this is so low, do you think, is it been in the pool for a long time?
No.
Okay.
That doesn't mean anything. It's always shuffling.
I feel like $70 is probably not correct. My assumption is that this has been in the pool for a long time.
Forever doubting me, and
no.
In 4 years, I missed changing the price once.
No, not your fault. I think this has been in the pool for a long time, and I think $70 is what it's supposed to be at retail, but I bet whatever's in this glass to actually buy it will be more than $70. That's my prediction.
We'll find out.
Okay.
What's glass number 2?
$30.
Actually, man.
At that price point, at the $30 price point, that is pretty impressive. So I will go thumbs up on that because now I'm speaking to the value that you're getting, not my experience. I think for $30, this is a good experience for the money you're paying.
Yeah.
So I'm going thumbs up on glass 2.
I'm staying thumbs up on glass 2. I think it's a good price. I don't have to have a bottle, but that's a good $30 bottle of bourbon. Glass number 1 at $70. I'm staying 2 thumbs up. I think that's really good value for what you're getting. It seems very well crafted.
And I'm staying just okay because of the funkiness and only because of the funkiness.
Okay.
That's my prerogative. It's my taste buds, my money.
All right. What are we drinking? What is glass number 1? Number 9.
Weller CYPB. 95 proof.
Man.
Which that drinks, I'd say that drinks 100 proof or 105, honestly.
I was thinking 100 proof.
Yeah.
Man.
So can you get Weller CYPB?
No, you can't get it. It's like, well, it used to be $500. Now it's down to like $350 or so.
So whose prediction was
you were right.
It's supposed to be 70, but you can't get it for 70. I knew that. I could just tell that kind of whiskey was not going to be $70. I just knew.
I think 70 is a good price for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and rewind the tape for when I said if it gets into triple digits, I'm rethinking my rating. At $70, good whiskey. If you can get a bottle, good to have. Again, not the best whiskey in the world, but as I said, a good whiskey to just kind of sip and enjoy without having to think too much about it, and a good enough nose that you could really dive into it. And weeded bourbon, assuming whatever glass 2 is, but glass 1, Weller CYPB.
I mean, I'm a social sipper, but I have to say I picked up on it.
All right, what's glass number 2? Special Reserve?
Weller Special Reserve.
Yeah. Wow, it's so citrusy compared to...
And also, I have to say, the CYPB is thanks to Bill and Delia Kavanaugh.
Thank you, guys.
That's a sample given to us. We do not own a bottle.
Yeah,
Nor will we probably ever.
I did own a bottle of CYPB once upon a time.
Oh.
And immediately traded for a Jack Daniel's Coy Hill.
Oh, smart move.
Yeah, Jack Daniel's Coy Hill is 2 thumbs up whiskey.
For both of us.
On another planet.
For both of us, not just you.
CYPB is just 2 thumbs up whiskey at $70 because it's like a good, easy, enjoyable sipper. So let's be clear about what CYPB is.
So CYPB goes, if you can get it, is pretty expensive. So for me, like it was just okay at $70. It's definitely a thumbs down at higher than that for me.
Yeah.
Just because of the funk. The weeder funk, because now I know it's a weeder, but whatever it was before, whatever was giving that funkiness, wasn't for me.
I will say the reason I put this matchup in here, and it has been in here for quite a long time, because a long time ago, whenever I got CYPB, I got a sample of it. And by the way, if you want to do some sample swapping and things like that, you should check out a link to our Patreon down in the video description. If I ever get bottles like CYPB or something, I'm trying to trade samples of things I have that other people want for samples of whatever the bottle I just got was, so that I can taste it and see if I want to keep that bottle and open it, or if I potentially want to trade it away for like a Coy Hill or something. And that's exactly what happened years ago when I got that CYPB, because this was like right after, this had to be 2021 when the Coy Hill Hazmat's released. And I got a sample of CYPB after getting the bottle. I did a blind with Special Reserve and some other stuff, a different bottle of Special Reserve. And that bottle of Special Reserve beat CYPB in the blind tasting.
Interesting. Okay.
This bottle didn't, but you know, bottles vary and batches vary over time. But I think this was a very informative tasting, if you want to look at it that way, because Erin was not thumbs up even at $70 on CYPB. She got that funkiness in there, but she could tell it was pretty good. And we both liked Special Reserve quite a bit.
Pretty decent, especially for the price point.
But also, let's be clear, Special Reserve is a bottle that $30 to $40 is what it should be. Technically even cheaper, but a lot of stores get this in and mark it up to like $60 to $100.
Oh, snap.
And I'm not about that.
No way.
At $60 or above, I'm just okay on that. Honestly, I'm probably just a pass because I would just wait until I could get it at $30 or $40.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, very cool, very fun matchup. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. That would help the channel a lot. Doesn't cost you anything. Think about subscribing if you want more honest opinions like this. I mean, we're completely blind, so we can't blow any smoke or anything like that. All we can do is just tell you what we're tasting, and you get the uncut, unfiltered opinions from us in that regard. And again, check our Patreon. And if you want some shirts like this one, you can check out stuffandwhiskey.com. It's got all kinds of stuff over there, including glassware, flight boards, all kinds of stuff.
All the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Be good to each other. And until next time.
Cheers. Old CYPB.
Would you like my CYPB?
Sure. It is an enjoyable sipper.